A friend asked me to make a buckskin fanny pack for him from scratch, so I started right away working on the design using this corkboard with a grid on it and my very special scissors, as you see. As I was working the design out, I wanted to have a rigid backing for each piece of fabric and leather that I was cutting, and so that's why the corkboard made a good choice for me. I had no pattern, I was making my own. The friend that I'm making the pack for intends to use it when he goes on his traditional hunts with his friends, so I wanted to make sure there was volume on the inside. I don't know, I'm stubborn, I guess. And I think I have it. This is going to work for the sidewalls so that there's some depth to the bag. Well, I'm pretty sure that I have it oriented right now. So I can stitch like this. Now the tough part is sizing this top panel and then getting the leather without making a mistake cutting. I don't have any more spare fabric for my layout here, so I'm gonna have to start cutting out the buckskin. So I did a couple things, and I got a couple pieces of pattern that I'm gonna use. This is gonna be combined with this to make the flap that comes around the back and goes over the top. This is also gonna serve as my layout for my bottom panel here. That's gonna make this thing three-dimensional so you can stuff items into it as well. And panel one. I had the camo canvas laying around and it was a strong material that I had used before. So I used that to line the whole bag, just as extra support and rigidity. Also for the bottom panel, I used a grain on leather that I had from a deer that I tanned, almost a year ago. So that adds a little bit of structure and strength to the bottom panel as well. These little touches made this bag something that I think is gonna last a lifetime. And we just cut out the front panel that I didn't somehow get rolling on. Now let's check them all out here. In the top flap. I'm cutting the last piece of camo fabric backing out, and after that I'm going to glue them all up using some barge glue. It's just a mental note, clean this stuff off with mineral spirits. It is such a pain to open this up if you let it glue itself shut. We're going to put this barge cement on both sides, and we're going to wait for several minutes for it to get tacky, though I think people overestimate the amount of time. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes or so. I have this fan on that makes it dry really fast. I'm pretty heavy with my application. Oh. Let me move it away from this leather because I don't want to get it on the nice side of that leather. I used barge glue to affix the canvas to the buckskin, and I roughed the buckskin up a little bit, but it didn't need much. Now, my theory is that this combination tan buckskin that I made, if constructed properly with these other materials, could essentially last a lifetime or more. And so I built this with that in mind. Couple more little spreads of little glue, and we'll be done with this step of putting together this. After I glued all the buckskin and canvas panels together, it was time to sew the entire assembly. And it was a tremendous amount of hand sewing, all done by hand. I'm going to start. I threaded a needle on both sides, and I'm going to do a whip stitch, but I'm going to start with a back stitch to lock my thread in place here. But let me go through once just to get the needle in. Get it about halfway between. Enjoy the moment because I finally got this far. I just stuck myself, so be careful with the awl. You can definitely stick yourself. And they're meant to widen holes out, so when they stick you, they don't feel good. If I was doing a saddle stitch out here, pretty easy. They kind of lock themselves. But with this, I think you want to tie an overhand knot probably on your first whip stitch. I don't know that I've done it this way yet, but similarly is how I've done it usually. Now, all I got to do is just do a bunch of whip stitches. I'll do a couple on here. We'll do a fast forward Hollywood style. Some people just push their stitching iron through. Some people have to use the awl. Whatever works for you, I think, It's after midnight and I'm still working on this thing. But it's about 8 hours into the process of making this. I'm getting towards these side areas where I'm actually using the little multi-tool to push through right now. Yeah, and I've been not getting enough of a grip on it. My brain is I'm just so committed. I want to get this project done. You got to get stuff done. At this point, I was about 8 hours in, and the project, without including the time it took to make the buckskin, probably took over 100 hours, slightly over 100 hours. All of these got to be looked at. Some of the ones on the front, I have to open it to show you though. But you see, this is all inside. It's going to get flipped inside out. I found a hole in the stitching down here, so I'm going to repair that before I do any kind of fancy stuff. I want to make sure the bag is structurally good. Finishing up this top stitch on the double pocket that I made here. I'm on my last one. So I thought I might let you join me for that. Now that I put the pockets on, I need to put a flap on over the top of them. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and affix the straps, which are camo in this case, to the body of the bag just to check the sizing and stuff. I want to know that it fits well. It took some trial and error, but at the end of the day, I was very happy with the way that the bag turned out with the antler accents and buttons. And I think that my friend was as well. Shout out to Oak Ridge.